Yeah, listen, he's a tough old boy, Derek, and I got to commend him. I got to tip my hat to Dereckiem Chisorą because he's an absolute warrior. And he took a lot of heavy punches. Maybe they left him in too long, but I was very happy when the referee stopped it. He took enough, you know what I mean? He was tired and shipping a lot of heavy blows. And we're not in there to do serious damage to each other. It's a boxing match, and I was happy to see it finished. So, yeah, big shout out to Dereckiem Chisorą as well. Yeah.
Yo, check. The sun don't shine forever, but as long as it does, it might as well shine together. Business before pleasure. Who you know do it better.
I was overwhelmed.
I couldn't think of the words. It was like 60,000 people in here in December. Hard times. And a lot of people were saying, oh, this fight won't sell. Yada, yada, yada. It's going to be a terrible fight. But it was far from a terrible fight. And guess what? It did sell. And 60,000 British fans screaming Tyson Fury's name and going off the trolley with that ring walk. What a ring walk. But I'd just like to say, while I got the opportunity and I'm thinking about it, a massive thanks to Frank Warren and Queensberry and Bob Arum for putting this show on and sticking to the word and delivering yet again. And Frank, I call him the magic man, and it's definitely true, isn't it? Because whoever can sell a stadium out in winter, in December, in the freezing cold, against an opponent that people said it's not worth watching, you know, deserves the Blue Peter badge, in my opinion. So if anyone's got one, please give it to Frank right now.
Only have a magic moment if you've got a magic fighter, and that's what you are. You know, it's unbelievable. When Bob's been in the business longer than me, but as long as I've been in this business, I have never been involved with a fighter with so much charisma, a fighter that has turned his life around. I mean, it is a movie script because he's got Netflix following him around at the moment, making a series with him. And you look at all of what he's done, and he's done that with support, obviously, with his family and friends. But he's just a one-off, and I don't care what anybody says. He is, without a doubt, the most entertaining person in boxing since Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, and
without a doubt.
You're right. And remember, boxing is a form of show business, right? It's entertainment, entertaining the fans. And there's no fighter in the planet today who's as much a showman as Tyson Fury. And that's why 60,000 people will come out in the dead of winter to watch him fight. 95,000 will come out in the spring at Wembley to watch him fight because he's a showman. He's a great fighter and a great champion, but above all of that, he's a showman.
So the big question, Frank, really, sorry.
Who's that?
Gareth.
Sorry, Gareth. Yeah, I was just going to say, you know, we talk about where Tyson's done and where he's come from and what he's done. At the end of the night, everybody stayed. They didn't all go home. They were there. They were listening to the stuff going on between Alexander Usyk and also Joe Joyce. They stayed and they were happy and they were cheering. That is what happened tonight. And you get all this negativity that's just surrounding the show, coming up to it, and some of these people were saying, you know, the tickets are not being sold. I don't know, what do they think? How do they think these people got in here? You know, go and ask Ticketmaster. They're the people who are in charge of selling the tickets. They're the ones we've done the deal with for the tickets. They sold them. It's phenomenal. You know, Bob's put on some of the biggest shows in boxing ever. And I put on some big shows over here and, you know, some very big shows, but nothing like this. There's never been a take-up like this. This is just amazing. And it's down to a man who's got the most unbelievable personality and all the other stuff I've said. He's Obviously, the fans love him. This is a man who's had 3 books at #1, isn't it?
Yeah.
3 books at #1. To get to #1, someone's got to buy those books, and they've got to be interested in the person whose book they're buying. He's there. He's got this series going on now with Netflix. He's done the record for the charity, for mental health charity, and what he's done for mental health charity has been phenomenal. You know, British public love people who are men of the people, and he's a man of the people. He's been there, up, he's been down, he's clawed his way through his endeavours back to the top, and he deserves to be. He's got a loving family, lovely kids, and a beautiful, lovely wife. You know, he's the luckiest man out there.
Yeah, I've had the kids here for the first time. I think they've been to one other fight, the comeback Sefer, but it's not really boxing. Professional boxing is not really a place for kids, in my opinion. And since they've got a little bit older, my daughter's 13 and Prince is 11, and I'm coming to the end of my career. Whatever I've got left, 2-3 fights left, I wanted them to experience it as well. So it's been good. It's been good to have him in the camp.
Just out of curiosity, what was it like fighting in that freezing cold?
To be honest, it was, while I was walking, I was thinking, fuck me, this is cold. And then when I was in the ring, it was freezing. But then when I got fighting a few rounds in, you don't really feel the cold, the adrenaline's pumping, and it was, I didn't feel cold. There was a little bit where I was like, oh, this is good old Derek, I'm freezing. But apart from that, it was all good. Entertaining is what I love. My dad had a good point recently. He said, Tyson is like Frankenstein's monster. He thrives on energy of the crowd and the people. A bit like the old gladiators from the Roman theatres and stuff to the crowd. That's me. I come alive and I sap it all up like a sponge. And it makes me feel like I want to be alive. I love this. I'm living on the edge of my seat. It's the only thing that I can do that gives me happiness, sadness, scared, nerves. And I said to the boys, like, in the changing room, I really, really love where I am. Like, this is my comfort zone. I'm like, what? Be 60,000 people screaming your name and you got to go fight one-on-one with somebody. I said, yes, that's where I thrive. That's my life. That's what I live for. But at 34, and my cousin Caesar said, you're only in your prime. I think he's right. I'm getting better with age, like a fine wine. But we'll see. We'll see. One fight at a time. And that's all we can do. One fight at a time.
Yo voy a cantar esta canción para